Before we get started, everyone, I want you to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the video, the channel, and watch the entire video. Okay?
And turn on your bell icon.
Turn on your bell icon and do whatever you want to do for your favorite people.
Yes.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
How are you liking Delhi now?
Delhi
After
is
so
very,
long,
it is very hot.
it is.
It is getting unmanageable. I have
So,
the AC on in all the rooms, and I am scared about my electricity bill. Honestly, like moving back to India, like I moved back last May, and when I
hmm,
got my electricity bill for June last year, I was kind of like shocked. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know electricity cost this much in India. Like my bill was like I think like over 10,000 rupees for the month.
that's nothing. In Jaipur, we pay like 35K.
Yeah, but I was like in the US, I've in San Francisco, I've never paid more than like $30 a month, which is like 1,800 rupees.
What, really? So, you don't have like AC and stuff there?
We have like central heating and cooling, but like that's the building pays for it, so I don't have to pay for it, or at least it
You,
was not baked into. It might have been baked into my rent,
correct.
but
Yeah.
uh, I didn't have to pay for it, and I was kind of it was like a sticker shock for me.
You don't realize you're paying for it.
Yeah, yeah. But
Here you,
that could be.
yeah.
But if फिर मैंने like I think last year July में मैंने like सिर्फ एक ही AC चलाया and I'm like मैं पैसे बचाऊंगा AC नहीं चलाऊंगा.
कितना बचा है? How much will you save though, यार? In Jaipur, that's what in Jaipur we have like at a time four ACs on,
Oh wow.
and we get like 20 to 35,000 is like the bill in summers.
And you have like I still have like the old window ACs.
We have one of those,
Yeah,
and the rest are
split.
basically
Yeah,
split ACs.
because I think the ACs in this house have not been changed since 2008. Okay, one mini side business idea before we start off is someone should make like a new kind of AC for India that works well with our electricity, because the ACs that are built for other markets are not meant to like cool when the weather's like 45 Celsius and like 48 Celsius, and
Yeah,
because of global warming we're getting up there.
I think you don't know that AC exists. It's called a desert cooler.
नहीं नहीं वो भी हमारे I had one in this house until like a couple of months ago. We just got it
Uh,
removed.
really, that was not enough for you.
No, it was just really cumbersome to
It's
operate.
cumbersome, correct?
Like
You have to like fill water and like the bunch of processes there that you have to sort of go
and
through.
I don't have a full-time house help, so I am too lazy to operate that.
How did you survive in the US? I am just baffled.
What do you mean? Like you don't have to do anything for like operate, like the house is taken care of. Like I
Hmm.
was cleaning the house
And dishes?
myself.
So
Well, like in one house, in most houses I had a dishwasher, but in one house I just had to hand wash my dishes.
yeah, yeah, dude. It's whenever
Have
I
you
think
ever have
about,
you washed dishes yourself, as in
yeah,
your hand?
yeah, yeah. Of course, I have, but not on a regular basis. I mean,
Okay.
except the COVID period, I had to like wash for some while, but otherwise regularly no. But I know how to wash dishes though. I don't know how to cook though. Like that's a problem.
I
I mean,
mean,
I can cook a lot of things, but not like roti. I can't
roti you can get on Blinkit. I mean on Zepto cafe now, so you don't need to.
make. Damn, they started selling rotis now.
Yeah, you can buy chapatis in packs of 5 or 10.
The pre-made chapati, or are they making it and then sending it? Like,
It comes hot in like it comes hot. I don't know how fresh they are.
okay, because ID, for example, sells like
Yeah, 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 those frozen.
frozen.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if it is that or
It probably is somewhere between. Like, I don't think they're making fresh chapatis at the dark warehouse.
talking of Zepto.
Yes.
This is a nice segue into our first
First
topic that we
topic.
want to discuss.
So, did you see one of Mr. Adit Palicha's rare tweets last week?
Yes. What was it though?
And Zepto launched a new analytics platform called Atom, and they're providing better real-time access to market data, consumer behavior analysis, basically anything a brand would want to know about how their customers are purchasing their products on the platform. Did you also see all the controversy on Twitter around the launch?
Yeah.
I thought it was a little overblown because, so for some context, there was a coding IDE, which is a integrated developer environment called Atom that GitHub built in the mid 2010s.
Just before you say anything, I don't think it's called. It would be classified as an IDE. It was just a text editor.
Okay, it was a text editor called Atom. I
Yeah.
thought it was a
Sorry.
little more than just. I thought they had like the inbuilt terminal there.
No, it was more like Sublime text rather than
Okay,
VS Code.
fair enough. But GitHub made this text editor called Atom, which had the logo that apparently Zepto is using now, or looks very similar to like what Zepto is using now. I think it is a little overblown because that product was sunset a very long time ago, and that product was completely open source under the MIT license. So I think it is
No.
fair game for them to no.
So basically, MIT license does not mean a copyright or a trademark transfer. So, I mean, if they're using exactly the same, obviously they are not in the right area. But I haven't seen the logo though, like the one you're saying. I thought the controversy that you're talking about is very different.
Oh wait, what controversy were you talking?
The controversy that I saw was people are like, how are they selling my data?
Oh well, okay. I
So
guess we
the
can address that as well. Do you want to give the context for that?
so what Atoms is it sort of gives I hope anonymized data to the brands, which and brands can see which product was selected by uh, the set of users in this area, in this geography, in whatever. How many, what percentage of them selected a competitor's product, what percentage selected your brand, uh, how many, let's say, checked out, how many removed it at checkout, and how many added because of a nudge at a checkout, and like bunch of those kind of analytics. This is
Yeah.
what I understand from that. The controversy that I was talking about is there are a bunch of people who are hating on it because they're like, this is my data, you cannot sell it, which is a very stupid argument because there are like literally tons of other companies that do that and they actually sell your data. Like
Yeah, yeah,
literally, they will say Shobhit Baklewal, phone number, email address, घर का address, all that, and it just they don't they're not active or they're not like
yeah.
on Twitter and stuff. So I guess they don't get the heat as
But
much as Zepto does. But
yeah,
that,
but I think the like the kind of and like I'm all for data privacy and if you want to do that. Go use ONDC that probably has better data privacy laws. When you're signing up onto a managed marketplace, you are giving them to right to do anything based on whatever happens on the platform.
no. So the controversy is not that they are using, they are selling. That's the controversy.
But what is selling is, I mean, they are building a product around the data and selling
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Blinkit also apparently has a insights dashboard that they charge for.
yeah. So
And
does Twitter. X Analytics.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's for ad spend, so that's
No. It tells you which tweet worked best in and what kind of people follow you.
okay.
So you
Yeah,
should talk about those interests and stuff like that.
yeah. And so I think like anything, if you are on a product that is probably like you are probably providing data to, if you are really concerned about your data being sold or your data being used, you should go read the terms of service. If
Yeah.
you don't care, which is like 99% of the people, then like just shut up.
Yeah, I think aggregated anonymized data is probably where you should draw the line. If they start selling you your, if they start sending that, hey, Shobhit from Bangalore removed your item from
Yeah,
cart.
yeah,
This
agree,
is their phone number. That is
agree.
where I'm like, oh my god, that is like a proper breach of trust. But I think like anonymized data should be fine theoretically. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, and
just look at YouTube, right? YouTube Studio that we use.
yeah,
That's how
yeah,
we figure out people have come either from Twitter, LinkedIn, or they have come from the browse feature or suggested video, with suggested video, stuff like that, right? So
yeah. But I mean, I will say that I would assume there might be more pushback from brands who are like, oh, why are you selling our data to X brand? Like, why is for small cookie brand, why are you giving how our purchase behaviors are working to Britannica? Or hey, Diet Coke, why are you selling? Or hey, Blinkit, or hey, Zepto, why are you giving Diet Coke sales data to Campa Cola?
Hmm.
I could see more pushback there, but then I
Yeah.
think the way around that is also like you go tell Coke and you go tell Reliance that if you want to get your competitors' data, you also have to share your data. So it becomes like a
Yeah.
opt-in to get competitor analysis.
They did not mention the specifics, right? Like what is happening exactly. This is like you we are giving you data. That's the controversial statement that they just shared
Yeah,
on.
I think like until we get someone's access to someone's account to really see what is happening, it's a little hard to tell what exactly they're doing on the platform.
Yeah.
I think the more interesting part was that like this was paid
Hmm.
because a lot of marketplaces offer this for free. So if you look at like the inbuilt Amazon seller analytics, that's free. And my understanding is that they offer this to most more so to like larger brands where Amazon is making so much money off the brands who are doing massive volumes on the platform that like this SaaS upcharge would not really make them a lot more money. So they just give away that product for free.
Hmm.
Versus Zepto seems to think that they can get a lot more brands to pay additionally for a product like this. So like that was kind of interesting that like they're trying to find yet another revenue source and yet another place to like squeeze people out of money. And I wonder in like all these marketplaces, like at what point does squeezing money from everyone get too much? Like you on all of them you have like the packing fees, the delivery fees, the surge fees, the late night fee, the rain fee, the this fee, and then brands pay listing fee, commission, now you have to pay for ad spend, and like at some point, like both sides of the network might get fed up. So I think most marketplaces, like if you're selling on the marketplace, they'll give you that analytics for free. And like I'm sure Zepto also probably still has a part of this product that is going to be available for free, and all the advanced analytics is paid for. Which is like it's still interesting because they have like 99% margins on that product. So it's like absolutely no additional cost to enable this for brands. Yet they're still going to charge.
I mean, there is cost. You have to have like development and stuff.
Yeah, but it's like so marginal when you're doing this at scale. Like if a
I
company,
think will people shift to other companies because they're like we don't this data is not free.
no, they won't.
Yeah, so I
But
think yeah,
yeah,
this is this might come into like if there are not many competitors, this might turn into like some monopolistic practice maybe. But yeah, it's a new paradigm though. Like
yeah.
nobody had thought of that. Hey, we can monetize this as well. And I think being like the low margin company that they are running, I think these are the avenues that they'll have to look for to figure out how do they make money.
Do you see the other thing they did to the new ad product they launched?
Oh no,
Do
not
you see
really.
Manas Soloi's tweet?
No, no. What was it?
Okay, so apparently, I don't know how widely that's been rolled out, but Blinkit will also start recommending products in your cart that you can swap out for cheaper products.
Oh, that was Blinkit, not Zepto.
That was Zepto.
That was Zepto. You said
Yeah.
Blinkit.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I meant Zepto.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Zepto. Did you see
Hmm.
that product?
So Zepto essentially now says that if you're ordering, let's say, a 40 rupee ice cream cone, they're like, hey, you can get the same ice cream cone from Amul for 30 rupees. So basically, you can save 10 rupees.
And like it's being showed to customers as like, oh, look, this is something cheaper you can get, but the brand is buying that spot as an ad placement.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
at least that's my understanding.
Interpretation. Okay, got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it is an ad placement, I don't know, man. How much are you making on that 30 rupee coin? How much will you pay? You're anyway going to
I mean,
give.
if for example, like if you probably will buy that ads like on each SKU or their top selling SKUs, they'll probably
Hmm.
start selling ad spots for being the alternative
Hmm.
for certain geographies. And like maybe for the 40 rupees Diet Coke across NCR, some beverage brand can be the cheaper alternative, or like across all Lahori Zira, across Punjab, you can be the healthier alternative.
Yeah, makes sense. I think one thing is for sure. These guys are like speed running the Amazon playbook. Like Amazon is like now we are making most of our money via ads.
Yes,
These guys are like okay, we'll start from day one or day 100, whatever.
and they're actually making more money on their ad business from a percentage point of view than Amazon does on theirs. So
Wow.
I think this was in the Indus Valley report. I will
Hmm.
pick it up if I will find it. Like I think Amazon makes like 2 to 3%, and Zepto's already doing like 4% of either revenue or GMV as ads.
Okay, so you said you had a business idea around this.
I do have a business idea around this as well. Now that like quick commerce has kind of emerged as this massive platform and it is eating e-commerce alive.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when like kind of e-commerce was going through the same wave around like 2011, 2012, jab people were signing up to sell on Flipkart and Amazon and Snapdeal, and they were setting up their Magento sites, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they were selling on what other marketplaces were there at the time?
yeah, there were a bunch of them.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. So, but as a small brand, you still have to manage operations across all these platforms. You have to like have your inventory in sync, because on most of these brands at most of these platforms at the time, brands are managing logistics operations themselves. Like order will come in on Mintra with the details, brand would get it, pack it, ship it. Order would come on their own website, do the same. So you have to sync inventory across all platforms. You have to manage shipping and logistics operations across all platforms. You have to manage accounts payables and receivables across all platforms. You have to, if you need to do analytics across the company, you have to aggregate all that data across all these platforms. And then all these companies kind of came up that helped you manage e-commerce operations across all of these. You have
Yep.
e-commerce and this and that. So now you kind of are going to need the same thing in the quick commerce, because you're going to still have some kind of repeated operational tasks that need to get aggregated into a single place. They're not the same kind of operational tasks that are in the e-commerce paradigm, but like managing purchase orders, managing logistics to the warehouses or dark stores, अपडेटिंग इन्फॉर्मेशन अक्रॉस ऑल दी मार्केटप्लेस मतलब तुमने ब्लिंकिट पे प्राइस चेंज कर दिया तो तुम्हें जेप्टो और इंस्टामार्ट में भी प्राइस चेंज करना पड़ेगा सो यू हैव टू गो लॉग इन ऑन ईच डैशबोर्ड एंड update all those one by one. And then also you have to, if you need to do data analytics across the entire category as a whole, you have to aggregate and scrape data and do this all together. So my business idea is कि कोई क्विक कॉमर्स के लिए मैनेजिंग ऑपरेशंस बना दो.
But why wouldn't all the e-commerce SaaS get into that? No,
Well, they could. It's kind of the, can you build something from the ground up faster, targeted
got
towards
it.
just these brands? To is a unicommerce fast? And like unicommerce does have Blinkit integration and this and that, but like, is it the most nimble, easy using product? I don't think so. Like there's this tweet by Akshay Jain, the founder of Mlada, on Unicommerce. He has to upload the dimensions of the product, and Unicommerce doesn't know how to calculate the volume of the product, even though they have all the inputs. So it's like if you're building this company from the ground up, you can build it a lot more attuned to these platforms and targeted to brands specifically selling on
Hmm.
just quick commerce, who maybe don't even care about their own website operations or
Makes sense.
e-commerce
I think the bigger idea that you're saying is that so Unicommerce was built in 2015 with the paradigm of 2015. In 2025, the paradigms have changed a lot. We have AI now, we can make agents now, we can do a bunch of scraping, we can do put intelligence there and a bunch of these things. And that opportunity is still there, that somebody can today integrate with quick commerce, and not just quick commerce. I guess you get started with quick commerce probably, but then after that you integrate with Flipkart, Amazon, every dashboard that is out there.
Yeah.
If they don't give you an API, you build an AI agent to sort of do that
Yep. Yep.
and collect data and then give a better, more
Experience.
sensible experience to the end customers, is what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you use quick commerce and quick commerce brands as a wedge
As
to
a way.
specifically target,
Got it.
because that's the fastest growing channel for operations for all of these brands. And a lot of brands are like, okay, like if I am getting like 70-80% of my revenue on quick commerce, it does not make sense for me to focus on traditional e-commerce at all. Like I will go
Correct.
offline when I need to,
Yeah.
but if I can juice the quick commerce wave until I can, like why even focus there?
Yeah, so I was having a chat with one of my customers, and what they were telling me was that there are certain brands that really don't have any volume on e-commerce. For example, Bhujia. I don't think people buy Bhujia from Amazon as much as they buy from Blinkit or Zepto,
Yeah,
or Instamart for that matter, right? Yeah, Bhujia, for example, is one thing.
ice
Biscuits,
cream.
ice cream. Yeah, ice cream will get melted. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. So like, I mean, India doesn't have like the cold storage, because in the US you can still deliver ice cream in like dry ice boxes, and those companies will make you buy like a shit ton of ice cream so that like if something needs to be delivered cold, the logistic cost should be able to like manage that. India
what
makes
kind of companies like Baskin Robbins, kind of
so
Ben and Jerry's?
I guess maybe not ice cream companies, but like there's these companies that sell you like meal kits or like fresh food.
Got it.
ये हम तुम्हें हफ्ते का खाना भेज रहे हैं,
Yeah,
and it
makes
comes in
sense.
a dry ice box that keeps
Mhm.
the food refrigerated
Hmm.
and cold enough until it gets to your doorstep, that even like if it takes 1 to 2 days to deliver,
Yeah,
the food doesn't go bad.
yeah. So I
We
think
don't.
another
Yeah.
another idea is also like making enabling these dry ice boxes in India, I guess.
I don't know if our like that seems like a cost like you're never gonna get it cheap enough.
Yeah, I guess US is also a colder country than India, so yeah. I mean
No, no, but
that.
it's also like, I mean, it's like your average order value on like those kind of boxes like 60-70 dollars.
Yeah.
So the cost of logistics, the cost of that box is maybe like $4-5.
Hmm.
Whose box ka cost is not gonna get any cheaper than like a dollar or two, which is
So
like 25% of like the average order value on these companies.
got it. I think if you ever ordered Baskin Robbins from Swiggy or Zomato, what happens is they send the ice cream in, let's say, a box, and then around that they do that cold gel,
Oh, okay, 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 yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so I think that thing works for like maybe a couple of hours, maybe not more
yeah,
than that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if you're shipping an ice cream from Delhi to Bangalore, I think yeah, it will, it will. But we do have cold chain.
It's getting built out a lot more, but like even beverages, like if you're buying Lahori's, like if you're buying Amul's, like carton of milk stuff, ठंडा तो
Yeah,
नहीं आता है वो.
correct, correct. Yeah, ice cream is going to be not good.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. The bigger thing is that you're saying Q-commerce is a wedge that maybe somebody who can run fast right now can just outrun the unicommerce platform and eventually build out a
yeah.
bunch of these things. Good.
And if I were to like, my recommendation of building this is you just start off building like free tools for brands who are selling on quick commerce, and like go viral on LinkedIn or Twitter or where like or Instagram, where all these brands hang out, and get all the
Yeah.
founders to like try you out. So the two ideas I have for brands is, this is something I see in the US a lot. I don't see any in India a lot. But when you go to a brand's website,
Mhm.
you can see all the retail outlets they're physically located in.
Right.
So if I'm like, okay, I want to buy like Happy Dad seltzer, like go
Mm.
to Happy Dad's website and be like, okay, they're at this Walmart next to me, or they're on this Ralph's near me.
Mhm.
So what I think someone should do is build something like this for quick commerce. If I go on, let's say, I'll shout out one of my own companies, Ecstasy. If I go to Ecstasy's website, I can see a map says, okay, we're on Blinkit in your neighborhood, but if you're in Bangalore and Indranagar, we're on Instamart and Zepto.
This is a microSaaS that worked very well called Store Mapper.
Okay.
Uh, what they did was, so this was 2015, 2016,
Yeah.
that time frame. This guy Tyler Tringus or something like that. That's his
Oh,
name.
okay. I've seen on Twitter.
Yeah, you would have seen on. So he was like one of the early Microsoft sellers. Like he
Yeah.
sold his company. He had 200K ARR if I remember correctly. What they were doing was they built a Shopify app where the brands can list wherever whatever stores they are available on, and
Yep.
the user when they come on the website they can see that this is okay, that they are available near me at this store. What
Yep.
you are saying is that thing, but
Yep.
with an addition of quick commerce, which is
Yes.
good. I mean, that's a great idea to be honest. Like
And
that in itself is like worth
I think
building.
that, like, I don't think you can charge too much for that. But then what you can do is like you have browser-based agents that spin up like 10,000 like addresses in every neighborhood in every major city in India.
Hmm.
Like the brands upload their product SKU while a link for each of these platforms,
Hmm.
and then your agents will go see. Okay, let me change address to this address. See
No,
if the
no,
product is
you don't
available.
even need that much. So what happens is, brands know where they
Yeah.
are because they've sent inventory. So based on that, they can also upload just that. Like you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
need
But
to
I'm saying
that much.
you can do it in a way where like you don't have to build any kind of data connection with the quick commerce platforms at all.
Yeah.
You can just monitor.
The only downside I guess would be is how many brands websites do people visit in India? That's the only place where this idea could fail because they're like, hey, we don't really get that much value. But otherwise, I think
But I
like
think people don't get value because they can't access
anything.
like yeah, like because you are not for most D2C in India, you're not shopping or like D2C in India is not really D2C because like, you're not shopping from the website in
Yeah.
most cases. There's some amount of volume that does come from there.
Yeah.
But
That is changing though. But yeah, coming.
it is changing, but
Yeah.
it's still not really there.
Hmm.
But if you can enable flow a little more,
Hmm.
it could and then the other idea I have is to detect price changes or discounts of your competitors. Let's say I am cookie brand one, and my product is priced a little cheaper to cookie brand two.
Hmm.
If cookie brand two starts running discounts in Bangalore, I should get alerted so I can also run discounts to mark down my prices further to compete with them.
Makes sense. I think one thing that Zepto or Blinkit can sell is that data access as an API so that people can build products like these.
Yeah. But like as far as I understand, like they have no intention to build APIs in.
I think they will because their intention to sell, Zepto's intention to sell internal data for a month for fee. I think they're just open to making more revenue wherever it can come from, and I think that might be one of
But
those things.
I think a lot of them think that they can make more revenue building products on top of their own data a lot easier than enabling it. Like this was
So
the
for
same reason like
API, so they will obviously give out that API to their customer, saying that
oh okay.
you build whatever you want. Let's
No,
say
no,
they're
you
giving
but
it
you
to
won't.
Haldiram.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But they won't open it to third party developers. You're saying
Haldiram will provide their own key, I guess, or something like that.
that I don't know because like even Uber
Hmm.
across like Postmates like the Postmates team got acquired by Uber and they work on the Uber delivery as a service platform.
Hmm.
And across Postmates and Uber, I remember like there we always had APIs for like the porter kind of use case where you can trigger someone to go pick something up. But very widely it was kind of discussed that like the core platform functionality and data would never have external API access.
But this is just something might or might not work. But yeah, I mean, at least the price change one, for example, I don't know right now. There have been some people who have what they have done is they've built comparison
Yeah.
apps. So I think pretty sure somebody has figured out, okay, how do we get this data at specific location? If you have already done that, I think this is a next logical next step to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's not very easy. It's not very hard to like look at price changes. Like it's
Yeah.
like all, even though most of the revenue for quick commerce comes from mobile, like the web products work just fine, and you can use browser-based agents too.
Correct.
do anything other than checking out. Mostly.
Yeah, and because things are on mobile, right? Like a sufficiently motivated developer can figure
Yeah,
out the API calls.
yeah. I mean, if you want to get into the whole like plaid way of building data pipeline, data,
Correct.
you can do that.
Correct.
Saying in like someone could vibe code a browser-based agent that goes and scrapes data.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Actually, we tried.
I know
We
you said it.
we tried building an MCP for Blinkit.
But
There.
I also built a
Yeah,
browser
you built a.
API for Blinkit that worked for checkout.
Yeah, you had a button, right? Like,
Yeah.
correct. So we already have three nice doable ideas right now. Are we on
Well,
a
I
roll?
think these mini ideas enable the bigger.
Unicommerce one.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah, yeah. So that's like your GTM for driving
Hmm.
customers and potential customers to this e-commerce idea.
Correct. So, did you check out that Airbnb is now urban company?
I Okay, I will take a. I think it's not,
Okay, why
but
not?
because I mean, urban company is training staff and providing like services to the user, where
Mm-hmm.
ultimately urban company is responsible for the service.
Okay.
Airbnb is more a marketplace where they list services that anyone can list and anyone can buy.
Yeah, that's a very US versus India approach, right? I
No,
mean,
I
India.
no, I'd say like US also has so like urban company is a managed marketplace where the marketplace is managing the supply,
Hmm.
and Airbnb services is a like unmanaged marketplace or like open marketplace.
Yeah, it's like Uber versus Blue Smart,
Yeah,
right? That's what I was saying. Very Uber and all these things. They think from very Western perspective, where they're like, we want to be as efficient as possible, and because of that efficiency, we need to have a lower head, so people need to sign up by themselves and stuff like that, right?
yeah, and
Versus,
because there's enough trust inbuilt in the West where like
yes,
people who are driving say that they know how to drive, or
then
if
yeah,
people are cleaning homes, like you trust
then
that person knows how to clean a house and they don't need to be
correct.
trained.
Yeah, but in India, obviously, the trust efficiency is there, and because of that, like the company needs to take the ownership of the outcome, and I think that's where the whole difference sort of
Yeah, yeah.
comes out. The more interesting part for me was not them
Okay.
turning into whatever services companies, right? But they also launched a new pack of icons. Not really a pack of icons, but they basically showed that they have
Yeah,
new pack of icons.
and like a new design language altogether on the website.
Yeah, it's geomorphic. It's not minimalistic. It has like nice animations. It looks like a cartoon movie altogether, like that kind of stuff, right? When it was launched, a bunch of people, at least in my timeline, saw that this is a new design language, and obviously Brian Chesky also sort of tweeted that the flat icon era is over, and although he has tweeted that twice now.
Okay.
He did that like 3 years ago as well, and it sort of did not do anything. But like this time, I think people are like saying, okay, now this time it's actually over. But what was more interesting was that people were able to convert their current icon library into a skeuomorphic Airbnb style icon library. It
Wait,
had a
how are they like on like an image generator?
so just chat gpt, that's it. They were able to use chat gpt, and they prompted chat gpt that this is the final destination I'm looking at, this is my current scenario, can you do that? And then some people were also able to figure out how do I make like a animated version of that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my point being that this was a Studio Ghibli moment
Yeah,
for the designers. Like everyone is just saying that, and, like we have meta memes on this, that people are like, how you remember, like you were saying that everyone has the same, doing
yeah,
the same thing. They are saying it's 2027, everyone is now building the same Airbnb clone, like that kind of things. So
so
I mean,
basically, when Cred Design launches a new design system, all the Indian consumer apps are going to be able to copy it much faster now.
correct, correct. That's it.
Yeah.
So Cred also is skeuomorphic, but I don't know if Cred is as consistent as Airbnb. Having said that, I'm not a designer, so I don't know. But yeah, I mean, Airbnb's version is something that people were able to replicate, and that also reminded me of something that a trend that was there some time back. At least I saw that on Instagram, where you will upload a photo of yours, and there's an app that will give you packs, which is like, this is a high school yearbook
Graduation.
pack. This is Lord of the Rings pack. This is the Harry Potter pack, where it will turn yourself into one of the characters in those situations, and you will like buy packs and then figure it out and then just post it on Instagram and stuff like that. Obviously, there was a bunch of bit of novelty at that time because you were doing it for yourself, but what I'm suggesting is bringing that same model for designers. So designers, let's say right now, have an icon list for themselves, or even if they don't, like there's obviously like minimalist design
Yeah,
icons,
yeah,
and
yeah.
there are like bunch of icon libraries out there. What if you can take one icon library and then buy a pack of, let's say, Airbnb style icon library, and you can apply that style to your icon library, and then get an Airbnb style out of it, right?
Interesting.
And not just Airbnb. So now what can also happen is, I as a designer,
Yeah,
or somebody as a designer can generate their own style and put it up for sale there. The other designer can be like, hey, this looks cool. I
yeah,
want this style for my icon library, and then turn that. And we already have the technology. Why do I know that? Because there are a bunch of designers who have been able to figure out how to clone that
yeah,
into different styles.
yeah.
And I think from our circle, maybe Nana was also able to do it. I don't remember who was, but somebody was able to figure it out, and
Okay,
it's not something very
hard.
outrageous to figure out right now.
Okay,
So we are already at that point of time in the technology cycle where somebody can figure out, let's say, at least 10-20 packs and launch with that, and then either convert it into a marketplace, or start selling packs, or start selling a
yeah.
subscription, or I don't know. But like, there's definitely a product that can be built over here. It can go mini viral, not like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Within like that community.
within that community.
Yeah,
And if you sell it to businesses, I think there might be more options of
yeah.
whatever. But yeah, I mean, that is one thing, which is basically selling a style as an AI style
Like yeah,
applier.
yeah, 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 yeah. Like
I don't know
yeah.
what to call it, but
In some sense, it's how like anyone could create like a Snapchat filter.
yeah, correct.
Yeah, so you are selling that filter or transformation, and you're
Yeah.
building a marketplace or something around it to
Hmm.
let people apply that on their styles and
Yeah,
what.
and this is more towards marketed towards businesses rather than consumers, because consumers, I don't know how much they pay, but businesses definitely pay to save their time. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I do see like a lot of these, like I mean, if you see around like the design and like maybe like small project building world, like a lot of these design packs or like web starter kits are sold as like a one-time purchase of like anywhere from like 20 to a couple
yep,
$100, as opposed to like a subscription. And something with your idea like this, you could just like build it as like a Figma plugin
yeah,
and like sell it on the, like you have a website, you like install it on Figma, and then you select your icons in Figma and like are like
correct.
transform to Airbnb style.
Yeah, so I mean, Shopify themes, for example, is a
Yeah, yeah,
good example of this. Like, you basically buy a theme and you apply it to your website.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Same thing, you buy a theme and you apply it to design system, right? That's the general big idea over there. And even a bigger, if you just want to go one level up, the thing is, the the change that is coming is, like, how you used to have fonts, and then you would sell a font, and that font will have change the style of the underlying content, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Similarly, you can create your own style and somehow AI-fy it. I don't know how.
Okay, okay. So like it transforms the content itself to fit the vibe of
Correct.
the like theme.
Yeah, so I mean, icons is one of those things,
Yeah,
layouts can be one of those things, and you essentially then work out on figuring out, how do I create a specific vibe or a
yeah,
style.
yeah,
And the other person comes with their vanilla things over there, that this
yeah,
is my house icon, I want a house icon.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, I want a house icon in the style of Anmol. Okay, Anmol already is selling his own style, I can just apply that style to my.
I mean, I think the interesting thing is here, like, so imagine you come with like a base chat CN built website, and you're
Yeah,
selling like, oh, this is a Gen Z vibe, or this is like
Yeah,
a skeuomorphic, neurofuturistic vibe, and like change all my icons, make my content feel
yeah.
in the vibe of that thing,
So
update the flows and all that.
okay, there are, by the way, Shatsian marketplaces.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. So because Shatsian is so well defined, you
Yeah,
can say that I want for this specific component use this font size, font name, and this color and stuff like that. So Shatsian actually is sort of like that for developers,
yeah,
where I can just do it once, and then with Shatsian marketplace, I can just convert that into whatever. Same thing applied for designers, but here because of the AI, you have like some more processing required. You can't really just do a one-on-one mapping
yeah.
uh, in that style or vibe. But yeah, I mean that's the idea that I think it can be applied to multiple places, but I definitely see it applied to the design icon space at the very least, if not nothing, if not anything else.
Makes sense. No, I think yeah, I like it. Someone go ship it.
I think even YouTube thumbnails, for example, you might be able to train like YouTube thumbnails to the vibe of Mr. Beast. That is open
Oh,
data,
yeah.
right?
That's good. Yeah, I think that's what like Opus is kind of doing.
Opus. Oh yeah. So
Opus
Opus
like yeah, Opus is like the software we use to like make like
shorts.
start of like reels and shorts. And
Yeah.
like they launched this product like last week where it can generate AI generated thumbnails for you now, and I'm sure it's trained on all the videos they've had plus like anything they can probably scrape from YouTube from all the creators who've linked their websites because they have like analytics data on like what videos perform well.
Yep. Makes sense.
Coming to some not great AI things. Do you want to talk about what happened with Klarna and uh,
Correct. So
their hype cycle?
yeah. So for context, Klarna is basically a company that enables you to do buy now pay later transactions on websites, and they also have an app where they sell. It's an e-commerce app for buying now paying later. The closest competitor or closest thing to in India of Klarna is Snapmint, which also has like the same things. Um,
Wait,
they have a
Snapmate has a marketplace of their own now as well.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Klarna, what they had done a couple of months back, or I don't even remember when, but like not couple of months, like some time back, they had said they are letting go whole of their customer support team in favor of AI agents. And the quote was that our AI agents can handle the work of about 700 customer support members. So they did
Yeah.
not really. A lot of people interpreted it as like they let go of 700 people. That was not the case. They
Okay.
just said that we have capacity from our AI agents for 700 people, and
No, I
uh,
thought they did fire everyone. Did they
they
not?
did fire everyone, but they were not 700 people.
Okay. Fair. Got it.
Yeah. So they just said that we have capacity now for 700. That's what they said. They did not mention how many people were fired, but it was definitely less than 700. They also became like one of the biggest case studies for the whole AI hype wave going on. Like if you check out OpenAI sort of still right now has Klarna as a big case study of them helping out. So basically, they're saying that we help them out with marketing, we help them out a lot with customer support and a bunch of other things. This week we get the news that Klarna realized that they were focused too much on saving costs. So they said that we sort of saved $10 million from this exercise,
Yeah.
but because of saving that 10 million, we did not get enough quality metrics out, or our quality sort of went so bad that
Yeah.
we actually might have lost a lot more on the opportunity rather than on just the pure numbers.
Yep.
And that now they are just going to hire few people back, and obviously they will still use the AI chatbot and tools and stuff to sort of augment their current or the new workforce, but they will not be in a position where they don't really have anybody as a support agent. And it's very difficult for somebody. Let's say you get a loan from somewhere and then you're not able to figure out or reach a person. It's very frustrating for that person, and they'll be
Yeah.
like, we are not coming back because
Yeah.
like there are like very high real life consequences to this kind of activity, and I think that's why they're like, oh yeah, we fucked up, we realize we need to get a human in the loop here, and then also make sure. I think this is like a very big example of currently what I feel also is going on in the AI space, which is the hype that has been generated because of whatever for that people generate for engagement, that people generate for showing that they are more AI focused company and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah,
Because as an AI focused company, you get more, let's say, revenue multiple versus Klarna would be getting for a finance or fintech company,
yeah.
right? So a lot of people sort of hype out AI because they want to justify their own multiples. And because of that, like what happens is there are a bunch of people who actually start following that, and then
Yeah, yeah.
we get like enshittification of the whole stuff. But yeah, right now the hype, if you see, I'm not saying that AI does not have use cases. There are a lot of use cases, but the hype is way high versus what the current technology can sustain. So I think just like any hype cycle, that Gartner's hype cycle diagram, yeah,
It
it
doesn't
goes
do
up,
well.
it goes
Yeah,
down, and then it goes a bit up again and
maturity.
stabilizes, maturizes. Yeah. So the same thing is playing out in AI. I think we are due a correction in AI. I
Okay,
don't know how many
I,
companies have gone
I,
public.
I don't. Okay, I'll push back there because
Okay.
like Klarna, okay, fired all these people, realized performance was dropping, hired people back. They're still way more efficient to not need to hire everyone back, right?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like, yeah, and like we've seen this in a couple of our companies that are kind of like service as a software company, like kind of AI assisted services companies, where you're able to automate a lot through AI. You're
Hmm.
not replacing human operators entirely,
Hmm.
but you are reducing your dependence on human operators over time.
Yeah.
And it will never probably, I don't know, say never say never, but you will always have some human in the loop.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah. You will, in some amount of edge cases, you will need some amount of humans in the loop
Hmm.
for a majority of time. But
Correct.
for more and more workflows and use cases, you will continue to
Correct.
slow
No,
down
so
your dependence.
yeah, so what I'm saying is that is the realistic that you have
Yeah, yeah,
shared. The hype take right now is that jobs are going to be over in a couple of years, which is what I'm saying, that that's just too far fetched based on the current technology.
yeah,
I am a technology believer, though. I believe that there will come a time when a lot of jobs are just redundant, and we will have to move on and figure out some other jobs.
yeah.
Uh,
No, yeah,
ex-
yeah, yeah.
Except maybe VC, because Anderson sort of said that, but
No, but there is a crypto AI agent that is completely
yeah,
autonomous.
yeah, I know. I know.
Seko AI.
So I'll tell you the thing why that thing sort of, I think so. What they did was they sort of built like, I think, $200 million position from nothing
Yeah,
using that AI crypto. The thing is, it made that position on its own token.
yeah, yeah. I know, I know, I know.
So it's as pointless as one can be, because if you're making position on your own token, it's basically your marketing, that is your hype,
Yeah, yeah.
is you're making money on your hype. It's not, you're not making money on the
I mean, but is it
trading.
like if you like, isn't the whole AI crypto wave all hype driven and nothing
That's what I'm saying.
substantial
A
in real?
lot of the things, not just AI crypto, right? Like a bunch of people. Why do you think right now an AI company will get a better multiple than a non-AI company doing the same thing?
I'll tell you why. Because you are able to grow revenue significantly faster, so you are rewarded
That's
for.
the assumption right now.
No, no, no. It's not a something. Like if you look at all the AI companies who are having huge multiples in the VC rounds they raise and see their ARR growth. Okay, one maybe they are misclassifying ARR. That could be a thing. I don't know about that. But if we look at the growth of these companies, it is phenomenally faster than what we have seen in the last 5 years of SaaS.
Right.
That's why they're being recorded. Because you're if you're
But having
yeah.
said that, do you think granola? or Cursor,
Yeah.
their growth is because they have replaced their own team members with AI, or is it because of like a new technology that they are giving?
The
The
new
case with
technology. Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
The
Acha.
case with Klarna is that they are driving efficiencies in their
Yeah.
own business with AI.
Yeah.
That is where I'm saying that the hype is mismatched.
Fair.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying Cursor is useless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me be clear. Right? So that's where I mean OpenAI, for example, right? Like I mean, will you not give them a good multiple? You will definitely give them a
Yeah.
good multiple, right? They are the definition of an AI company. Versus me just using AI to drive efficiencies that, and I want people are perceiving me as well in that scenario as an AI company when I'm not, right?
But I'll give you a counter example. For example, if you are a services company doing like 20% of margins with people, if you're able to run that same company with 70% margins
Hmm.
with a like a tenth of the humans,
Yeah.
are you now an AI company and do you deserve AI multiples? Or do you
You,
deserve
okay, I'll tell you again.
yeah.
The multiples will be on the profit of, let's say, 4 to 5x. You're saying I'm increasing margin. You're saying I'm increasing profits. You're saying because I've increased profits, my multiple increases. But if you look at directly from the revenue perspective,
Yeah.
the multiple has expanded.
Huh.
But that has expanded because
This is
the
the
profit
margin.
expanded,
Yeah.
the
Take it.
margin expanded, right? Nothing really changed in my opinion. If you look at it as from the revenue, the
So but
margin.
you are saying that Klarna is not going to be able to expand margins dramatically through operational efficiencies because
Uh,
it's going to be such a small cost to them.
no, no, I'm saying at the technology that is available right now,
Yeah.
that is not possible at a very large scale.
Ah, take it.
And also, by the way, Klarna has botched up this AI thing to the extent that they can, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I had a chat with a friend in the US, and he told me, I was like, can you just go and check, because he has an account there on Klarna. I was like, can you just walk me through the chatbot and let me just see, because I was curious what they're doing. You know what they're doing? There's no AI there. I mean, there might be some AI, but you know how when you have to return an order on Swiggy or Zomato, there's a chat bot.
Button. Yeah.
You click buttons. That's what they are doing.
Yeah.
That is what they
Well,
used to.
I think what happens is that's how all IVR systems start. When you
Yes.
get into a flow that is complicated,
Yeah.
that's when they probably used to have humans jumping in at that point. Now
Correct.
instead of humans jumping in, you have the AI jumping
Yeah.
in. And
So
we didn't reach a complicated flow for someone to jump in.
no, we did other. We tried to get reach there, but the thing is, it was not able to. You cannot contact a human at all, like because there
Yeah.
was no human there. Right. That was one thing. Secondly, because the AI is also like a computer at the end of the day, right? AI doesn't really have intelligence. It has information that it can average out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you feed it that, hey, this is what I want, and it's not in the data set, it just says, hey, no, this is what you can do. This is what you can do. This is, like it sort of starts parroting the same thing, and like it was a very bad implementation in my point
Yeah.
of view.
Fair. Fair enough.
So Klarna apparently is trying to go public very soon,
Yeah.
and I think this was a stunt for them to sort of improve their story, so to say, in front of investors and raise a bigger round than what they would have as a
Possibly.
fintech company.
I would not be surprised if they're like, oh, we cut costs by 30% by firing all customer service people.
And that's what I'm seeing with a bunch of these announcements where they're like, hey, we have. Firstly, I feel a lot of people want to do layoffs, but they don't have a reason to do it, and now they can just use AI as a shield.
Did you
That
see that? I mean, we had an announcement today. I don't know if you saw
which one?
Verse Innovation. I think the glance.
Uh correct. That
Yeah.
that is where which that is the one which triggered me to sort of
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
this. To be honest, like Verse Innovation, by the way, is the company behind News Hyundai, I believe.
They have like that short video ad, Daily Hunt and Josh.
Daily Hunt, that's what. Oh,
Yeah.
News
Daily
Hunt बोल
Hunt
रहा था मैं.
and
Daily
Josh.
Hunt, sorry.
Uh,
Yeah. So Verse Innovation is the company behind Daily Hunt, right? Like they are anyway not writing the news, right? So they don't have like journalists and all those things. They are a developer. They're like a mid this developer in the middle,
yeah.
right? I am pretty sure they wanted to do layoffs, and they are using AI as a shield to say that boss, AI is actually the one that is driving that. Because I, in my, at least people that I know, and I would say I am in touch with people who are more forward thinking than in general people are, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
our bubble is probably as close to that as possible.
Fair.
Uh, the except at very low level, for example, cold calling, maybe they don't need as much people and stuff like that. Other than that, a lot of efficiency is not being figured out. You get like maybe a 30% jump, 40% jump, because of which you don't need to hire more people. That I agree. But you are laying off a bunch of your team because you have AI that can do a lot of things. I'm yet to buy into that. That's
Fair,
just
fair.
probably my opinion, but
No, fair. I think agree with you largely on that.
yeah. Yeah, makes sense. But yeah, quickly, by the way, Harsh replied to you from Dream 11, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
he's buying a football
Dreamland's been on
club.
a so yeah, he is not by
Okay,
Dream Sports Group is so the
bye.
parent entity of Dream 11, Dream Sports Group, has acquired a stake in this football team called Salford City FC that
Hmm.
was originally acquired by the class of '92 of the Manchester United team's members. So David Beckham, Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, Nicky Butt, and
Ryan
Phil
Giggs,
Neville, and Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs was technically not part of '92 class, right?
he was.
He was? Okay.
Yeah.
Now it got acquired by them and a Singaporean billionaire like several years ago, and now they've had a change in ownership where some of those guys have been bought out. So right now it's only Dream 11, some American guys, and then David Beckham and Gary Neville. But Harsh, the founder of Dream 11, is a big Manchester United fan, so it makes sense why he would probably want his team to acquire a stake in a team associated with United, and maybe we will start seeing betting games around Premier League now. So that would be interesting.
You had asked for allocation. Did he give you?
I cannot comment on that.
Got it.
But then Dream 11 also invested in CrickBuzz and Willow TV, which are both
Cricket specific things.
cricket-related properties that the Times Internet Group owns. I mean, like it makes like they also own Fan Code, so streaming is a big thing. Cricket obviously is a big thing, so I'm sure they will continue to see what they can do with these properties over time.
Yeah. Salford, by the way, is like one of the most famous clubs which streamers use to
Oh,
sort of
really?
do a road to glory club career or like manager mode in
On
FIFA.
like on like on like F on Football Manager, on EA.
Both, both.
But is it on? I guess it's on EA now because they're in the
League
EFL now.
Two. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I
So
remember like when I used to watch a lot more YouTube content around that. People used to use like Wimbledon FC.
yeah, I think so. The moment Salford was in had come into League Two, like a lot of people started doing it because they started getting like because of Beckham and like fans of Manchester
Yeah.
United, like people would watch a lot of that.
But
So
people are not doing the Ryan Reynolds football team.
yeah,
Wrexham.
they are
Wrexham.
Wrexham also.
Right.
All right,
Cool, cool. That's it for this week.
I'm pumped this week. I was not expecting to have so many ideas.
I think being on Twitter so much has spurred our brains.
Yeah,
Uh,
like, share, subscribe, everybody,
yes,
and we want to
and
put this in.
watch the entire video.
Watch the entire video. We're saying it at the end.
Yeah. Cut this and put this in the note.
Before we get started, everyone, I want you to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the video, the channel, and watch the entire video. Okay?
And turn on your bell icon.
Turn on your bell icon and do whatever you want to do for your favorite people
Yes.
on YouTube. Cool.